Hello. Hello. Am I audible to you? Hello. Am I audible to you? Hello. Hello. Okay. Uh, so today we are going to learn a very important program about how to add records, modify record, delete record, display records. Okay. We will learn it step by step out over there. Okay. So those who have the laptop ready with you, kindly work on the dev C++ based on the task which I'm going to give it to you. Okay. uh, those who don't have a laptop will be writing the instructions in their notebook. Okay, what I'll be doing is I'll be giving you a task and then I'll be giving you 2 to 3 minutes to write it down, and then immediately I will show you the solution. Okay, and once we have completed this particular assignment, I will menu driven this particular program to show you how it could be improved, right? So this is the today's task out over there. Once this task is over, we'll be discussing the questions of the code quotient on the file handling. Okay, if time permits, I will do it today. Otherwise, on the next class, which is going to be held on Friday, we'll be discussing the coding questions of the file handling on the code quotient. Okay, step by step, we'll discuss it and then you can try it out over there. So today's agenda is there are certain points being there. You might be in a position to see that particular points. I'll be giving 2 to 3 minutes for each and every points, and then I will explain it and execute the particular program. For example, what does the first task says? The first task says that kindly declare a global structure named student having data members, roll number, name, and CGPA. Okay, you're supposed to declare a global structure student having data members, roll number, name, and CGPA. Okay, so once you are done that, what you have to do, you have to come in the main and declare a file pointer called as FP. Okay, now you should open a particular file. The file name could be anything. The file name could be ABC or the file name could be student.txt, which should carry out the following task. You should be in a position to read the contents as well as write the contents. Okay, read as well as write. The headache out over here is the second point, that's a B point. In case the file doesn't exist, you should be in a position to create a particular file. And third point is very easy. The file which you have created should be working in the binary mode. That means we need a W mode. Kindly recollect that I said R is used for reading the content, W is used for writing the content. Okay. If I say B, then you will read it in the binary mode, you will write it in the binary mode. Now, if you look at the first point, what it says, you should be in a position to read as well as write. Okay, so I will say R, since it is a binary, B plus. Now, what does RB plus indicates? It indicates that you can read as well as write the contents. Okay, you can read and write the contents. But assume that you write a program, you started, initially the file does not exist. If the file does not exist, what will happen? RB plus will give me null because RB plus doesn't have the capability to create a file. It can only read and write. Okay, so that's a big headache. The second point is, in case the file does not exist, you should be in a position to create it. Okay, let's think of this particular solution. Instead of RB plus, if I say WP plus, then what will happen? It will create a file, but it is always going to create a file. That's again a headache. What I ideally want is, if the file does not exist, it should create it. Okay, you do the various tasks of adding the records, displaying the record, searching the record, modifying the record, deleting the records, and so on. But once you close the program and open it again, now it shouldn't go into WP plus mode, it should go in the RB plus mode. You should go it in the RB plus mode. So that's a big headache out over there. That means first time it should execute WP plus. Next time subsequently it should bypass the WP plus and it should go in the RB plus. Okay. The hint I'm giving you is you should be checking the return type. The return type is something called as a null. So think it for a 2 minutes. Then I will show you the solution for it. Okay. So now let me show you the part of the program. What I exactly asked you was something like this. Declare a structure, okay? Declare a structure, declare a file pointer, declare a file pointer, and then you open the file in the RB plus mode. Obviously, first time when you are running a program, what will happen? It can't create a file. If it can't create a file, what will happen? It will give me null. If it gives me a null, then what I will do? I will display can't open that particular file, and then it will create this particular file in WP plus mode. Okay, if it can't create a file, it will come out. But the trick is over here, these two lines. Open a file in the RB plus mode. First time when you are running, what will happen? You won't be in a position to create a file because R doesn't have that capability. So it will return a null. Since it returns a null, it will enter inside the if block. And then what will happen? I'll create a file in the WP plus mode. Next time when you're running the program, the file is already there. So what will happen? This will be true. It won't enter into this. Okay. So we can very well use the return type of the fopen to check out the value and open the file in WP plus mode in the first time and the RB plus mode in the second time. Okay. So that was the first task I asked you to do, that you should be declaring a structure. Okay. Then you should be opening the file. It should be in a position to handle read and write. If the file does not exist, you should be in a position to create this particular file. Now, what I want to do, I want to enter the data for roll number, name, and CGPA. Okay. I want to enter the details for roll number, name, and CGPA. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to declare a variable called as ch is equal to y. Okay. While ch equal to y, what I'm going to do, I'm going to display enter the roll number, enter the name, and enter the CGPA. Okay. I'm going to accept the details. So right now the details are in the stud variable. And what is a stud variable? Stud is a variable of the type structure student. Okay, it's of the type structure student. So your data is right now in the memory in terms of roll number, name, and CGPA. These are nothing but the data members, roll number, name, and CGPA. Yesterday we learned how to write a record in the binary format, one record at a time in a file. And the syntax is, it says fwrite ampersand student, comma size of student, comma 1, comma FP. What does it indicate? That you want to write one record in a FP. FP is nothing but associated with student.txt. Okay. And that particular one record will be nothing but the size of the student. that will be nothing but the size of student. And right now my details are in the variable called as ampersand student. So pick up the data from the memory, use a size of student, so that particular size of will be treated as one record and it will be written in the file. Then it will ask, do you wish to continue? If you say yes, again it will accept the second record, write it in the file, and this will continue as long as it is not equal to no. If you enter no after adding 2 or 3 records, then what will happen? My next step is I want to display the records or I want to display the data, which we have seen yesterday. But I am already at the end of the file, and the command which takes me to the beginning of the file is, there are two commands. The first command is, the simplest one is rewind fp. So what does rewind fp do? Rewind fp takes me to the beginning of the file. Another way to go to the beginning of the file is we use something called as a fseek. Fseek fp comma 0 comma seek set. What does this indicate? It means from the beginning of the file, shift 0 location. That means you're already at the beginning of the file. In which particular file? In fp. So either you can use fp or you can use, either you can use fseek or we can use rewind. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So what I do over here, I say print roll number, name and student. It shouldn't be marks, it should be CGPA. Okay, while fread ampersand student, size of student 1 comma fp. What does it mean? Read the data one record at a time from the file, place it in student. If this operation is successful, yes. If this operation is successful, it will be not equal to null. Display the data, read the second records, and so on. The moment we reach the end of the file, the fread operation will fail. Hence, it will return 0, and the fread will come out of it. The fread will come out of it. So what I will do, I will blank out the subsequent program and let's do the dry run of this. Let me check the brackets. Structure file if ending over here, while ending over here, rewind, and then we are closing. Yeah. So kindly look over here. If you look at this particular folder file, we don't have any file. Okay, we don't have student.txt. Okay, it is absolutely blank. Why I'm showing you? Because my program has to check this particular property. When I run the program for the first time, it should show me can't open that particular file. It should come over here and create a file in the write mode. Okay, so let me run the program and show it to you. I will just compile it. And if everything goes fine, you should be in a position to see the output screen, which I'm going to show it to now. I hope you are in a position to see the output screen. Yes. Yeah. So first time when I run a program, what happens? You see, can't open that file. Why can't open that file? Because RB plus mode was false. RB plus mode was not in a position to create a file. So it went inside the if loop and created the file in which mode? WB plus mode. Okay. So now let me enter the roll number. Roll number 1, name AAA, CGPA 5. Do you wish to record? Yes. Roll number 2, BBB and CGPA 6. Do you wish to add record? No. So when I say no, what happened? We use a rewind. It took me to the beginning of the file and it displayed the records. So I should be in a position to see these two records, right? Let's see. Yes, I'm in a position to see these two records. Okay. Is one AAA 5.00 to BBB 6.00. Okay. Right. Now, if I run the program again, okay, remember, if I run the program again, let me take it. If I run my program again, so what will happen? This will be successful. RB plus mode will be successful. So what will happen? It will skip this. Since it will skip this, it will come here. It will ask me the roll number, name, CGPA, and then we are going to write the record. The question I'm asking you is, where will this record be written? We already have two records. So where this record will be written? At the end of the file, at the beginning, where it will be written? Kindly remember, next time when I run the program, what will happen? This will be executed. Since the file is already there, this will be true. This will be bypassed. It will come here, accept the details for the new student, and then we are writing it. Okay. Now what will happen is, since we are writing the record at the beginning, my first record will be overwritten. Let me run this and exactly show it to you. Now kindly remember, you're not in a position to say you can't open the file, okay? Because the file was already existing. So RB plus was successful. So now enter the roll number. Let's assume 1, 2 is already there. So I enter roll number 3. I enter CCC. Enter some CGPA. Okay, do you wish to add record? No. Now the crazy thing happens is, since I opened the file pointer was at the beginning of the file, and what happened was it simply overwrote the first record. Ideally, what should have happened? I should have taken my cursor to the end of the file and then written the contents So this won't work. I will have to make certain changes in my program. Okay. So let's see what to do. So again, I'm going to do and remove the particular file from the directory. Okay. So if you look over here, kindly remember I had removed that particular file. Okay. Now I'll make certain changes in the program so that a record is always added at the end of the program. Okay. So let me take you to the code window. What I will do, after opening the file, I will do this. I will say seek fp0, secant. What does it mean? It simply means go to the end of the file from the shift 0 location. That means we are at the end of the file. Okay. And then ch is equal to y, enter the roll number, accept the data, keep on adding the record. Now, since I deleted the file, what will happen when I run the program? It will again show me file not found. Okay. See, can't open that particular file. It will ask the roll number 1, name AA, CGPA 1, then roll number 2. I should have said, do you wish to continue? Let me run it again. Enter roll number 2, BB, CGPA 3 or 4. Do you wish to continue? Yes. Roll number 3, CCC 5. Do you wish to continue? No. And there are the 3 records 1, 2, 3. Okay. It displayed all the records. I'll close it. And again, I'll run the program. So now when I run the program, kindly remember, I use the command fseek fp0, secant. That means I'm at the end of the file. I enter 4. I enter the name as DDD. Okay. Enter the CGP as 7. Do you wish to add record? No. What should happen? It should add at the end of the file. Is it doing it? And you look at the output window. It says 1 AAA, 2 BBB, 3 CCC, and 4 is DDD. Yes, we are in a position to write the record at the end of the file. Clear? So that was one very important step. What you have to do whenever we are writing, please go to the end of the file and write the record. Okay. So step 1, open the file in WP RB plus mode. In case you're not in a position, open it in WP plus mode. Next time RB plus mode will be successful. By the way, RB plus and WP plus means read and write. Difference between R and B and W is WP plus mode will create a file. RB plus mode won't be in a position to create a file. fsec fp 0, secant will take me to the end of the file. Then you already know this particular stuff. Accept the data, write it in the file. Okay. Once we say no, what we should do? We should take to the beginning of the file. How we go to the beginning of the file? Using rewind. So then display the records from the file. Now what I want to do? I want to search for a particular record. So the third step is I want to search, instead of displaying all the record, I want to search for a specific record based on the roll number. So what I do? Okay. So what I want to do? I want to search for a particular record in a file. Okay. So this was my first part, opening the file. Second part was going to the end of the file and writing the record. Third part was rewinding the data and seeing the data. Now the fourth part is I want a particular record to be searched. So if you want a particular record to be searched, what I do? I accept the roll number from the user. I accept a roll number from the user. So for that I declared a variable called as R. Okay. So how many records we have? We have 4 records having the roll number 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I want now, I'll be accepting a roll number from the user. Assume that I enter the roll number as 4. I want to search for the student having the roll number as 4. Okay. Kindly remember that when we displayed all the records, where was my file pointer? It was at the end of the file. So what is the first step I need to do? I should go to the beginning of the file. How I can go to the beginning of the file? Using rewind FP. What is my next job out over here? My next job is to read one record at a time and check whether the record which is being read, whose roll number is same as the roll number which we have entered. Which is the roll number I have entered? That data is over here. For this, I'm assuming that I have entered the roll number as 4. Okay, let's do it. F read ampersand student size of student 1 comma FP. What does it mean? Read the first record from the file, place the data in stud. Once the record data is in the student variable, then I can go to that particular data member by using a dot operator. Student dot roll number will give me 1. That will be assigned to S. What is S now? 1. Is it equal to R, which is 4? No. So this will be skipped. Read the second record. Okay. In the second record, what is the roll number? 2. So that 2 will be assigned to S. Is 2 equal to 4? No. Then it will read the third record. For the third record, what is the roll number? 3. Is it equal to 4? No. Then I read the fourth record. For the fourth record, roll number is 4. Yes, that will be assigned to S, which is 4. Is 4 equal to is S, which is 4, equal to R, which is 4? Yes, I display the particular data. I display the data. So let me comment this out. And run the program. Since it is not a menu driven program, it's a sequential program. We'll have to carry out all the operation again and again. Kindly remember that. Okay. I don't think the output screen was visible, so I'll explain this concept again and then I will explain the third part. Okay, so as I said, the first part is opening the file, the second part is accepting the data, the third part is displaying all the record. Now the fourth part was, yes, accept a roll number which you want to search. I am accepting the roll number. It is in the memory variable called as R. It's a plain integer variable. Okay. When we displayed all the records where we were at the end of the file. So I have to go to the beginning of the file using rewind. Okay. What will fread this particular line do? This will read the first record from the file. For the first record, okay, the data is in the student variable stud, and then I can accept the data members by saying student.roll number, name, and CGPA. Right now I'm interested only in roll number. My roll number is 1. What I'm going to search? I'm going to search for the student having the roll number as 4. This roll number which is read from the file is 1. So S is 1. Is 1 equal to 4? No. So this won't be displayed. Then it will come back over here because this is the end of the while loop. So it will come back over here. Read the second record. Now the data is instead access the roll number, which is 2. Assign it to S. Is S equal to R? No. It will skip it. Read the third record. For the third record, it is 3. Is it matching? No. Read the fourth record. It is 4. Assign it to S. Is that S4 equal to R? Yes. Display this particular data. Okay. So let me run this. And let me toggle to the output window. Now, since it is not a menu driven program, it will again ask me adding a record, displaying all the record, and then searching. Okay. So again, I will have to enter some record. Let's assume I want to enter roll number as 5. Name will be DEE. Okay. CGPA 6. Do you wish to add? No. Display all the record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it is asking me which roll number I want to search. I said I want to search 4. First is not matching, second is not matching, third is not matching, fourth is matching. So it should only display 4. Let's see whether it works or not. Yes, it displays roll number equal to 4, name is DDD, and CGPA is 7.00. So the first one was adding the record, the second was displaying all the record, the third one was searching for a particular record in a file. Okay, now the last two operations are little bit critical and they are new to you. Okay, so let's see. If I want to modify a record, what should I do? Okay, so pay attention now carefully. How many records we have? 5. Okay, and right now where we are at the end of the file because we have displayed all the records. Enter the roll number you want to modify. So I am already declared a variable R at the beginning. Okay, so I accept a roll number from the user. So what is the roll number I am entering? Let's see. I want to modify the data for the roll number 4. Okay, so R is 4. Now I go to the beginning of the file by saying rewind FP. Okay, so kindly note or understand this particular line, 61 line. While freed ampersand student size of student 1 comma FP not equal to 0. Read the first record. Is it successful? Yes, it's successful. What is the student dot roll number? It is 1. Assign it to S. Is S equal to R? No. Skip. Read the second record. Okay. Read the second record. So when you read the second record, where you are at the end of the second record. Okay. When I say you read the second record, it has already read the second record. You are at the beginning of the third record or you are at the end of the second record. Remember this. So what is the roll number? 2. So that 2 is assigned to S. Is it matching with what I have entered, which was 4? No. Then you read the third record. So where am I now? I'm at the end of the third record or at the beginning of the fourth record. What is the roll number? 3. Assign it to S. Is 3 matching with R? No. Now you try to read the fourth record. So when you read the fourth record, what is the roll number? 4. And that will be assigned to S. Is S equal to 4 matching with R equal to 4? Yes. Now kindly remember that when we read the fourth record, we are not at the beginning of the fourth record. It is already at the end of the fourth record. That means my file pointer has already gone to the, after reading the record, is at the beginning of the fifth record or at the end of the fourth record. Remember this point. So I accept the new details for roll number, name and CGPA. Okay. I am entering the new details of roll number, name and CGPA. Normally roll number doesn't change, name doesn't change, but this is just for the illustration. What I'm going to do, I'm going to enter the new CGPA. It shouldn't be mark, it should be CGPA. So the CGPA has increased. Okay. So first step was it displayed the original data. Then the next step was I accepted the data for all this. Okay, I will enter the same roll number, name. CGPA, I'll enter it as a different one. Now, ideally, what I should be doing? I should be doing this step. F write ampersand student size of student 1 comma FP. That means the new details I have entered, please write it. But if I do it, what is going to happen is It has already read the fourth record. I am at the beginning of the fifth record, so it is going and modify the fifth record instead of modifying the fourth record. Because as I said, when we read the fourth record, we were at the beginning of the fifth record because it has already read that record. So I taught you the fseek command. Now what does fseek command do? Fseek command allows us to move the file pointer. Okay, we learned something about seek set, seek current, and seek end. Seek set means from the beginning. Seek current means from the current. So that is going to be useful for us. So what is seek current? We're at the next record. Where we should be going one record back. How we can go one record forward? Size of student. How we can go one record back? Minus size of student. So what has happened now? Because of this command fseek fp minus size of student seek current, from the current location, which is nothing but the beginning of the fifth record, go one location back. That means we'll come to the beginning of the fourth record. And what I'm going to do, this new details which has been there in the memory variable, I'm going to write it in the file. Okay, I'm going to write it in the file. Little bit tricky in the sense that when I read, I'm at the beginning of the next record. So accept the new details and then come back one record back using something called as a fseek command, where I had to use minus size of student, shift one location back and then write the record. Once the data has been written, what I do, I break out of it. I don't want to proceed further. I'm coming out of it. Okay. And then to check whether the data is modified or not, I have to check it. So what I do out over here, I use a rewind. Now what does rewind do? Rewind takes me to the beginning of the file. Rewind takes me to the beginning of the file. And then it should show me the modified record. It should show me the modified record. Okay. So let me just do the dry run of this. I hope you're in a position to see the output window. Yeah. So since it's not a menu program, I'll have to do each and every task again. So I'll enter the sixth record now. Do you wish to add record? No. These are the records I have. Okay. So let me now enter the roll number to search. Let's assume 6. Okay. Now enter the roll number we wish to modify. Assume that record number 2, which has got a CGP of 4, we want to make it as 6. Okay. So let's see how we can do it. So enter the roll number to modify. I'll enter 2. So it is showing me that roll number is 2, name is BBB, CGP is 4.0. That's perfectly fine. Except the new roll number, I will enter 2. I'm not going to change the roll number. I'm not going to change the name. I'm definitely going to change the CGPA. Instead of 4, let it be now 6.5. Okay. I have changed it. Okay. Now break should take me out. Rewind should take me to the beginning and it should display all the record. Let's see if it is successful or not. So the roll number 1 was as it is. Roll number 2 is BBB. Okay. Let me just scroll. So the previous one was having 2 BBB 4.0. Now if you look at the new modified data, it is 2 BBB 6.50. Okay. The new data which I have entered. So kindly remember that whenever you are modifying the record, what should happen? You should use the fseek command to go to the beginning of the file. We should go to the beginning, sorry. We should go to one record back, okay? And then we should overwrite the content, because when I said afraid, you are already gone or crossed that particular record. So we have to come back to that particular record by using fseek and minus size of, and then write the record, okay? So quite a tedious way of modifying a record, but that's how it works. Now, my last particular task is I want to delete a record. I want to delete a particular record. So how do I delete a particular record? What I do is I declare a file pointer, a new file pointer. Okay. Then what I do, I accept a roll number which you want to delete. So there are 6 records. Assume that one of the records I want to delete. Okay. Now you can't delete actual record. What you have to do, if there are 7 records, I want to delete the second record, then all the records other than the second record should be copied to the new file. Let's call this as temp file. Okay. Once you have written all the records to the temp file except the roll number which you are going to delete. For example, if I have roll number 1 to 7, I want to delete the second record, then 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means all the records other than 2 will be stored in a temp file. Okay. And then my original file will be deleted and or it will be renamed. My original file will be renamed as that particular temp file. So what has happened? My original file is gone. Now the temp file has become student.txt. Let's see how this task can be done. So enter the roll number to delete. I enter the roll number. Okay. Then what I do? I create a temporary file. We'll call it as a temp file.txt. Opening it in the right binary mode because I simply want to dump the records. For example, if there are 7 records, I want to delete the second record. I want this particular file to have 1 to 7 except for the second record. That means 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's see what to do. Now, when I read the records from the file, we were at the end of the file. So what is the first step I need to do? I need to show you I need to go to the beginning of the file. Okay. So step 1, after this, it took me to the end of the file. Okay. Now here I'm asking which roll number you want to delete. One of the roll number, let's assume it is 2. Then what I do? I create a file, temp file, in which mode? WB mode, because I simply want to write the data. What does rewind do? Rewind takes me to the beginning of the file. Why I want to do it? Because I want to read one record at a time. And I want to compare the roll number. And wherever the roll number is matching, that record shouldn't be written in the temp file. All others should be written in the temp file. Okay. Let's see how to do it. While fread ampersand student, size of student 1, fp. What it does? It reads one record from the file, the original file. What is the original file? Student.txt. So it has read the first record. Okay. That first record roll number is captured in a variable called as s, which is declared right at the top. Okay. If s is not equal to r, assume that I want to delete the second record. Right now my s is 1. Is s not equal to 2? Yes, it is not equal to 2. So what should I do? I should write the record. Where is the data? In student, and that should be written in which file? fpt1. What is fpt1? fpt1 was nothing but the file pointer pointing to temp.txt. So now temp.txt has got the details of the roll number 1. Then go to the second record, read the second record. What is the roll number? 2. Place it in S. What is S? 2. What is R? 2. Is S not equal to R is true? No, it is false. So it won't execute this. Okay. So second record is not written. Then it will read the third record. Okay. So what is the roll number? 3. Is it not matching with R, which is 2? Yes, it is not matching. So write the third record, then the fourth record, then the fifth, then the sixth, then the seventh. Is it equal to the end of the file? Yes, it is equal to the end of the file. So now what has happened is temp.file.txt is a file which has got how many records? 6 records. All the records other than 2. Now what I have to do? I have to close both the files. I have to close both the files. Now after closing both the files, I open my student.txt in the WB plus mode. Now what does WB mode indicates? WB means overwrite the contents. If the file is not there, please create it. If the file is already there, please overwrite the content. So all the 7 records which were there in student.txt, it is gone. It is lost because it has overwritten that particular content. So right now student.txt is blank. Okay, understand this. WB means kindly open this file in the right mode. If there is any contents, remove them. So student.txt is blank. Okay, so fpt is equal to fopen file temp file.txt. I'm opening it in which mode? RB mode. Now what does RB mode indicates? Try to open the file in the read mode. Kindly remember, temp file is a file. It contains how many records? 6 records. It doesn't contain the second record. Yes or no? Now my job is pretty much easy. I will read one record from temp file, write it in student file. I'll continuously keep on doing it till it is not equal to end of the file. So what I do over here, while freed ampersand student comma size of student comma 1 comma fpt1. It means read the first record. Is the read operation successful? Yes. Then write the record in fp. What is fp? Fp is student.txt. In which mode? Write mode. That means read one record, write it here. Read from fpt1, write it here. See, this is opened in which mode? RB mode. That means read one record from here, write it. That means write all the record from temp file to student file. Temp file doesn't contain the second record. Done. So this will continuously go on. Okay. Then it will display the message record deleted. Okay. Then I close this particular file. Which was opened in the WP mode. And then I want to really check whether the data has been deleted. That means student is lost and the contents of temp file was copied in student.txt, so that the roll number which I asked you to delete is really gone or not. So what I do, I open my original file student.txt, which was opened in WP mode, and return the data in which mode? RB plus mode. RB means you already know it, read and modify. Okay, read, write, modify. Now display the roll number, name and CGPA. Okay. While freed ampersand student size of student 1 comma fp not equal to so and so, display the data again and again. Okay, so let me run it and show it to you. Kindly remember the task I'm doing out over here is something like this. You will be creating a new file in the write mode. You will be using a rewind to go to the beginning of the original file, which is student.txt. You will read one record at a time, and one record at a time you'll be using the roll number as a check. If the roll number which I ask is not matching with the roll number of the file, kindly keep on writing the data to a temp file. That means temp file has all the records other than the record which I have asked. Good. Now once I do it, I close both the file. Once I close both the file, I open my student.txt in the WP mode, which basically means overwrite all the content of student file. So all the data of student file is gone, is vanished. Then what I do, I open the file temp.file.txt in which mode? Read mode. I read all the data from temp file and dump it in student.txt using the combination of fread and fwrite. Read from fpt1 and write it in fp. Okay. So then close this particular file. I want to really check now whether the student.txt doesn't have that particular record or not. So I close that particular file. Then I open it in RB plus mode. RB plus mode means read and write. Okay, and then keep on reading the contents of that particular original file student.txt. So let me run this and show it to you. Okay, let me take you to the output window. Again, I will enter some record. Let's assume 7. Enter the name CGPA 8. Do you wish to add record? No. These are the records I have. Okay. Do you wish to search which roll number? Let's say P. The data is displayed. Which roll number you want to modify? Let's say 6. What is the data I want to modify? The CGPA. Okay. So enter the roll number 6. Name FFF. CGPA 2. Okay. Display all the records. CGPA of the 6th record is 2. Now what I want to do, I want to delete some record. Let's assume I want to delete roll number 3. So I enter 3 as a roll number. So what has happened? Record deleted. Now if you look at the output, it doesn't have 3. It has 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And yep. So it displays all the record. Okay. So a very, very important program which basically discusses all the file operations which can be done in a particular file. But this is forcing me to repeat the code again and again. This is not a menu driven program. Ideally, if I want to only display the record, it is forcing me to add a record. If I want to delete a record, it is forcing me to add, search, delete, modify, and then it goes for the delete operation. That shouldn't be the case. I want to convert this program into menu-driven program, into a menu-driven program. What do you mean by menu-driven program? As soon as I run a program, I should get a menu. What could be the possible choices out over here for the menu? The possible choices could be, the first part, option 1 could be adding a record, option 2 could be displaying the record, option 3 could be for searching, option 4 could be for modifying the record, and option 5 could be for delete, and sixth option could be to come out of the particular program. So something like this we have to implement, because here if I want to delete a record, it is first accepting a data, then displaying a data, then searching a data, then modifying a data, and so on out of here it is doing. So point number 1, our task is to write a menu driven program which will be really useful in terms of the task it has to do it. So let's see how we can do it. Again, an important program. Okay, look over here. Int main, we open the file in which mode? WP mode. Let me click on that particular file. Yes, I hope the menu driven program is visible to you. So let's go to the main. In the main, we open the file in which mode? RB plus mode. Great. The first part will remain the same. If you are not in a position to open a file, kindly open the file in which mode? WP plus mode. Okay. Then while one, what does while one indicates? It's an infinite loop. It's an infinite loop. Infinite loop means it will keep on displaying the options inside it. What are the options? 1 for add, 2 for display, 3 for search, delete, modify, and exit. Okay, these are the various options. So I display this particular menu to the user and I accept a choice from the user. User can enter any choice. So if the user enters 1, where it should go? Insert. If the user enters 2, display, search, delete, modify, and if it is 6, that means exit. I simply say return 1 and come out of it. I simply say return, because return will take me out of the main. Okay. In case user enters 1, then what should happen? It should go to the insert. Now kindly remember, in the insert what we should do? We should go to the end of the file, accept the data from the user, okay, write it in the file, then it should ask, do you wish to continue? If the user says yes, then it should add the record, yes or no? But in this case now, what will insert do? Insert will insert only a single record. Once a record is inserted, it will come back to the menu. It will come back to the menu. So insert job is only to write one record at a time. See, so in the insert what I have done, I accepted the roll number, I accepted the name, I accepted the marks, and I have written it in the file. Kindly note, here I have a mark, I don't have a CGPA. So it will write it in the file. Okay. So once you have written a record in a file, what is going to happen? It is going to come back to this particular menu. It is going to come back to this particular menu. Okay. Now here, if I again press 1, it is again going to go to the insert and add the record. Okay. If I select 2 over here, what should happen now? 2 should display the data. So let's see what I have written for the display. Yeah. For the display, what I have done, the first step I have done is rewind, because I don't know where is the cursor position. User may have directly typed a display, or user may have added a record, modified a record, deleted a record. I don't know which sequence they must have followed, because it's a menu-driven program. So just to be on the safer side, what I do, I say rewind. Okay, take me to the beginning of the file and display all the records from the file. Perfect. So assume that now once the user has displayed a record, it comes back to the menu, and then I press 3. What does 3 indicate? 3 indicates I'm going to search for that particular record. Now let's see what does search do. So search will take me to the particular function. It will ask me for the roll number to search, so which is R. Okay. Then it is again going to rewind, take me to the beginning of this particular file. Okay, read the roll number from the file. If it is matching with R, then what you're going to do, you're going to display that particular record. You're going to display that particular record. Great. Then case 4 is delete record, which we just discussed right now. Okay, so right now it will come over here. Assume that I select 4, choice is 4. If it is 4, it is going to come to the delete record. And what will delete record do? Let's see. Delete record is going to come over here. Step 1, it is going to ask me which roll number I want to delete. Same process I will do. I'll open a temp file in write mode. Okay. Then I will read the first record from the file. Store the roll number in S. As long as the roll number is not matching with the roll number which I have entered, keep on writing the contents in a file. Okay. Once all the records have been read, I will close both the files, that is fclose fp and fclose fpt. Okay. Then again I'll open the file student.txt in WP mode and temp in RB mode. Same steps I'm doing. Okay. Then I write a record from that particular temp file to student file. Then close this particular file and then RB plus mode. Why I have to do this RB plus mode? Because in the main, kindly look over here, the file opening was done outside the while loop. Outside the while loop. So if I don't do this particular step, what will happen? Once it comes back to the menu, if it is going to use a rewind is going to not work on the file which is already closed. So hence in the delete, I have to open my original file in RB plus mode for carrying out the various tasks. So again it is going to come back to the menu. So assume that now I enter 5. So what should happen? 5 should take me to the modify record. In the modify record, again the same step, accept a record which you want to modify, read the record, store the roll number. If the roll number matches, display the data and modify that particular record. Clear? So let me just do the dry run of this and let's see whether it works in the same fashion or not. Yeah. So now let's click on 2 and see what are the details we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's say 4, I want to delete a particular record. Let's assume I want to delete 7. So 4 is delete. I want to enter the roll number as 7. What should 7 do? Should delete a particular record. Let's really check whether the records have been deleted or not. So that means now I should get 1 to 6. So I'll type 2, which is display. What will display do? It will display 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it works. So display is telling me that a 7th record has been deleted. Now I want to modify record 5. Which record we want to modify? Roll number 1. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Enter the roll number you want to modify 1. This is the data. Accept the new roll number 1. A, GPA 3. Okay. Again, it has taken me to the menu. Okay. Let me type 2 and check the new CGPA, which was 3. Yeah. Roll number 1. Name is AAA. Marks is 3.00. Let me delete this particular record. 4. Roll number to delete 1. Let me again display the data 2. S24 6. And if I type a 6 out over here, it will come out of it. It will come out of it. Okay. So I hope you have understood this particular program. Okay. So that was all about the file handling. So kindly, I'll upload these 2 programs on the Chalkpad. Okay. The recording details will be available by the end of the day. The programs will be also available. These 2 programs, menu driven program and a direct program, will be available on the Chalkpad by the end of the day. Friday, our task is going to be, we are going to the code quotient and going to solve the questions. So what I will do, I will discuss the approach. Okay. And then I'm going to show the solutions. Okay. then you are going to try it out on Friday. Okay, so Friday code quotient file handling programs we are going to complete. Once that particular 7 programs or 6 program of the code quotient on the file handlings are over, then we are going to start with stacks. Okay, so Friday purely it will be file handling. If the time permits, it will be stack. Okay, so I'll be completing my session today. Okay, I'll be ending my session, and on Friday I'll be continuing with code quotient file handling, and if time permits, stacks. Okay.